I don't know nobody that's not trying to be happy or successful. If you're not trying to be those two things, something's seriously wrong. And you gotta go get yourself some help.
You know, I'm a firm believer that people are driven by contribution, right? I think everybody that comes into the world, when they come of age, everybody wants to do something that matters, but everybody doesn't get to that point to where they see it manifest.
You can handle this, you just haven't figured it out yet. It's all right, this is your training period. This is the tuition you have to pay for what you don't know.
It's sort of, I was watching this guy Darius was out here with this, I can't even call it disability. I'm looking at a kid that has no legs, no full functioning arms or hands. And I watched him watch YouTube, teach himself how to play a piano, get invited to Carnegie Hall. And I was just thinking, man, I don't know how this affects you, but I trip on stuff like that. Because I sit up and I always look at myself. And you know, I've done a lot of jumping in my life, I'm not gonna lie to you, but this kid really inspired me today because, I mean, if you look at somebody like that, he says he wants to be an inspiration. I mean, for us to create an excuse for anything, it's unacceptable.
Let me give you 3 steps to start life change that can change your life, your personality, your lifestyle, everything can change. Here's the steps. Number 1, find out how things work. The first key to doing better is find out. To change your life, really, you need ideas. There isn't anything an idea can't change. And Schoaf taught me the major problem is lack of an idea, not a problem. At first, I didn't have any money. I said to Mr. Schoaf, I don't have any money. He said, that's not a problem. Now, see, up until then, I always thought it was. Right? I was confused. He said, no, the problem is lack of an idea on how to create money and wealth. It isn't lack of money, it's lack of ideas. So if you get the ideas, so you can change anything. Now, to get ideas, you need a constant study of finding out.
It's really, really unacceptable. You can't. Why would you not go for it? Why would you not take a chance? You know, Tone Bell was out here. He said at one point in time, you got to take a chance on you. But see, let me help you understand something, in case you ain't thought about that. When you take a chance on you, I want you to remember something. All of you have a gift. You just got to quit wanting your gift to be somebody else's gift. Identify your own gift, because you already have it. Here's the way you identify your gift. Your gift is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. When I had hair, the dude that gave me my first haircut in Texas, you know how much he charged me for my haircut? $10. Do you know when he came out on the road with me on the Kings of Comedy and did the Steve Harvey show, do you know how much he was making per haircut? $1,500 a haircut. You know how many haircuts I got a week? 4 haircuts a week. This dude made $6,000 a week cutting hair. You know what he do? He cut hair.
Now, Schoaf also said when you find out something that works, put the information in your journal. Don't use your head for a filing cabinet. Put it in your journal so that you can do the next best thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Go over it. And if you repeat it, go over it, sure enough, someday, some mysterious day, the idea takes root, starts to grow, and shows up in your bank account, and your dress, and your personality, and your lifestyle. But capture the ideas in your journal. Find out how things work. Schoaf gave me this word for my life change. He said, study. Great word. If you wish to be successful, study success. If you wish to be happy, study happiness. If you wish to be wealthy, study wealth. Don't leave it to chance. Make it a study. Some people just go through the day with their fingers crossed. See, that won't do it.
And so before I get into my presentation, I have to give you the backdrop to how the video that you just witnessed manifested that ESPN did. And so one day I'm downtown Atlanta, me and my friend, a guy by the name of KD, and we're under a bridge. And we're with the homeless gentleman and we're interacting in dialogue, and I have some bread and I'm giving him some bread. And so me and my wife, we do work with homeless a lot through our foundation. And so I'm there and I'm interacting with this gentleman and my phone rings. And so I pull it out and I look at it, and it's a Connecticut area code. And I don't know anybody from Connecticut, and so I look at KD and I say, I'll let it ring out. And KD says to me, you probably want to answer that. I said, I don't know anybody from Connecticut. He said, ESPN, duh.
You can do this. Other people have done it. It doesn't take an Einstein. Get you some people that can teach you some stuff that you don't know. Get you some people that have done it successfully and learn from them. Take some seminars, workshops, read some books on how to manage a business. Change the way you see yourself and begin to tend to the personal details. Understand that nobody's going to take care of your business better than you. And when I start changing that kind of mindset of beating myself up because of my mistakes and start looking at the possibility of my doing better, of my making the adjustment that would enable me to do what I want to do successfully, things begin to change. And I say, stop beating up on yourself. You do it. I know you do it. I've done it. It's a natural inclination for us to put ourselves down.
I said, well, I don't know anybody at ESPN. I said, but I'll give it a shot. And I answered it. And the guy said, Inky Johnson, Jose Morales, ESPN producer. I said, man, you on to something, okay? And the guy asked me, he said, is this really Inky Johnson? I said, yeah, last time I checked, I'm Inky Johnson. He said, is this the same guy that said if you could change what happened to you, you wouldn't? I said, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. He said, it's our understanding at ESPN that the game of football meant the world to you. I said, yeah, at one point it did. He said, what are you doing right now? I said, I'm under a bridge working with the homeless gentleman. He said, so you mean to tell me you're a projected first-round draft pick, and if you could be in the NFL right now making millions of dollars, you wouldn't change that? I said, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. He said, I'm coming to see you. I said, come on, I'm in Atlanta. He said, no, I don't want to see you in Atlanta. I want to see you on the exact yard line where you almost lost your life, and I want you to tell me that.
See, we are born negative, I think, in a negative consciousness because we live in a negative world. Here's some other things, ladies and gentlemen. Begin to guard your mind against negative programming, like turn off the television. Don't watch the news. So you've got to guard the kinds of things that you put in your mind. See, if you don't program your mind will be programmed because human beings are goal-oriented. That's why we die of broken hearts early. That's why we're running through life to early graves. We're going through life, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that Henry David Thoreau said that most men live in quiet desperation. Most of us go through life running scared. So we created this in our minds, false evidence appearing real. We made it real in our minds. That's why Churchill said there's nothing to fear but fear itself. That's the destructive monster. So turn off things that can contribute to your fear. Turn a deaf ear to people that all they can do is talk about how negative things are because they have bought into the consciousness of the world.
I said, I'll meet you in Neyland. I meet him in Neyland Stadium. He walks in. He has the film crew to hang back, and he walks over to me. He says to me, Inky, I want you to understand one thing. I'm not here because of your story. At ESPN, we see stories all the time. I said, cool, why are you here then? He said, I'm here because for the life of me and the guys that I work with, we can't understand your perspective. He said, we can't understand that something that so many people consider to be a tragedy and something that so many people consider to be opposition and something that so many people thought would break you because of what the game of football meant to you, you don't view it that way. And he said, I'm going through some personal problems on my own with my family. And he said, I just can't look at it with the perspective that you look at your situation with. And so can you please help me with some understanding of why you view life that way? And I told him, you probably would never view my situation the way I view it because you didn't go through it. I said, but personally, the reason I can tell you that I view my situation the way that I do because I believe I'm here with a purpose and a mission that's a lot greater than any adversity, opposition, or challenge. And so my perspective about it will always be different.